This is page 41 in our notes. I'm using blue and green again for my colors. Today we're going to talk about order of operations, and I know you did this in 5th grade, order of operations, and that just tells you the correct order you would need to solve. What standard does this one go with? It goes with EE1 in particular. Order of operations builds off of exponents. I like to write it capital P, capital E, M over D, A over S. In other words, the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponents, the M and D is multiplication or division, whichever one comes first when working left to right, and that's the same case with addition or subtraction. I don't really want to put the M in front of the D because then it looks like multiplication is supposed to happen before division or addition before subtraction. It's whichever one of these happens when working the problem left and you're working your way to the right, whichever one happens first. If there's a division problem before multiplication, you would do division, then multiplication. If there's an addition before subtraction, then you would do addition and then subtraction when working left to right. So I like to write this out. The P stands for parentheses, which is the word parent. Then it has the word the in it, cis, parentheses, and that's normally the ones that you see with kind of like this 3 plus 1. These are inside of parentheses. If you look at it like that, I like to make the parentheses look big so they don't look like the letter C. The E stands for exponents. Exponents are what we just did in our last, oops, I spelled that wrong. There's an E in there. E-N-T-S. E-N-T-S, sorry about that. Exponents, that would be like 2 raised to the 3rd power, or 4 raised to the 2nd power, or 2 to the 8th power. Your exponents are these little numbers that tell you how many times you take the base times the base. The next one I like to write next to each other, in this case multiplication or division. It is multiplication or division, and that is whichever one happens, whichever comes first when working the problem left to right. So I'm going to call it whichever comes first when you're working the problem left all the way over to the right side of the problem. Also with addition and subtraction, that's very similar. So I'm going to put A/S, which is addition or subtraction. Again, whichever comes first when working left to right. So I'm going to say whichever comes first when you're working the problem left to right. That doesn't mean that addition always wins and always comes first. It's just whichever one comes first. So the best way I know to do this is just to do lots of practice problems on orders of operations. You have a little bit of knowledge of this if you were here last year. I know our 5th grade teachers do a lot with this as well. So the first example problem that I have, just make sure you're writing this correctly, 3 raised to the 2nd power times 5 plus 4. And I really want you to look back up here and say, do we have any parentheses in this problem? No, so you don't need to solve it. Do we have any exponents? Yes, we do. That's what I want you to solve. I like you to circle what you're going to solve, so then that's what you're going to change. 3 to the 2nd power means you're going to do 3 times 3. That's the only thing I want you doing in this line is this. I don't want you doing all of these and combining steps. Just do 3 times 3, which is 9, and then I want you to bring down the sign, the number, the sign, and the other number, so that the only thing you do in that particular line is exponents. You still have a times 5 and a plus 4. So we've done exponents, so now we look, do we have any multiplication or division? Yes, we have a multiplication problem, 9 times 5. Circle it and solve it. That's 45, and then bring down your plus and your 4. The only thing you have left is 45 plus 4, and when you do that, you get 49. So each step, each line, you're only solving one problem instead of multiple problems. That's my advice. If you get to doing too many at a time, you will make an error. So I advise doing one at a time. We'll do another example over here to this side. The example is 3 raised to the 2nd power times, and then I put in parentheses 5 plus 4, close parentheses. I like my parentheses really big so they don't look like C's within it. The problem, they're big. Looks identical to this problem, except for now I have put parentheses in there. So when I have parentheses in there, how does that change this problem? Well, the first thing I do of PEMDAS is I look, do I have any parentheses? Yes, I do. So I circle what I'm going to solve. I need to do everything in these parentheses, which is 5 plus 4, and that is 9. So then you're going to bring down the 3 squared, and you're going to bring down the multiplication straight down. So the only thing you're solving there is what's in parentheses. So next, I look for exponents. Do I have exponents? Yes, I do. I would like you to circle it. So 3 squared means 3 times 3. Remember, not 3 times 2. The 2 tells us how many times we take the base times the base. 3 times 3 actually gives us 9. So then I would bring down the sign and bring down the number. 9 times 9 at the end gives us 81. So we do get a different answer on this problem, even though it looks similar to this one, because this one had parentheses. So the problem is a little bit different. The next question I would like you to do is 6 squared minus 9 times 2. So first off, make sure you have it right. 6 squared means 6 to the second power minus 9 times 2. So I look back up at the top. Do I have any parentheses in this problem? No, so I don't have to do it. Do I have any exponents? Yes, so circle what you're going to solve. 6 to the second power means 6 times 6, which is 36. So I've now taken up 3 lines, and I'm going to bring down the sign, the number, the sign, and this number. Nice and straight, so I have a minus 9 times 2, and nice and spaced out. So now I'm looking, do I have any multiplication or division in this problem? I see subtraction and I see multiplication. I need to do multiplication first. So 9 times 2 would give me 18. Bring down my 36 and my subtraction. 36 minus 18 gives me 18 for my final answer. The next problem I would like to do on this same line over here on this example, and this problem here is parentheses, so make those big. 6 squared minus 9 close parentheses times 2. It's the same as this problem over here, but I have now added parentheses. I'm going to see how this problem changes now that there are parentheses in it. So the first thing I do when solving these problems is I look, do I have any parentheses? Yes, I do. I have to solve everything inside of these parentheses. So within that, I still need to do it in this order. I have exponents and then I have subtraction. So I need to do 6 times 6, which is inside the parentheses, which is 36, and then I need to bring down and subtract the 9. Now this is still inside my parentheses, so I still need to solve this. 36 minus 9 gives me 27. So all of that I did, those 2 steps of using the exponent and subtraction were the 2 things in the parentheses. All of that solved my parentheses. I need to bring down the times 2. 27 times 2 gives me 54. And I will show you how to plug this stuff in using a calculator as well, but I also want you to know how to do this paper pencil. So I'm going to move this up so you can see the next example. The next example is parentheses, so make those big. 6 squared minus 4 squared, close parentheses, times 2. So make sure you've written the problem correctly. All of this is in these parentheses. Squared means I raise it to the second power. So with PEMDAS, parentheses is first, so I need to solve all of this inside these parentheses. I need to do the exponents, 6 times 6, and this exponent, 4 times 4. So it's like you're doing 2 exponents at the same time. 6 times 6 gives me 36, and 4 times 4 gives me 16. Remember, don't take 6 times 2 or 4 times 2. Those exponents tell us how many times we take the base times the base. I need to bring down this subtraction, and this is all still in parentheses, so I still need to solve what's in parentheses. 36 minus 16 is 20. And I need to bring down the times and the 2. So I have now solved everything in parentheses, so there are no more parentheses. 20 times 2 gives me 40 for my answer. The last example that I'm going to do looks very similar to the problem I just did, except for there are no parentheses in it. I would like you to try to do it before me, and then I will do it slowly after you. 6 squared minus 4 squared times 2. And a lot of people think, oh, we're going to get the exact same answer as we did there. However, you do not. So I'm going to give you a chance to work this. Remember, while you're working this problem out, you need to be using PEMDAS. Do we have any parentheses to solve? No. Do we have exponents? Yep. Circle what you're going to solve and solve that and bring it down. Once you get that, bring all the other signs down. Look at multiplication or division, solve that and bring it down. Any addition or subtraction, solve that and bring it down. So in the order you would do them, your exponents, 6 times 6 and 4 times 4. If I just solve the exponents, I would have 36. I would have a 16. I would bring down a subtraction. I would bring down multiplication and bring down a 2. Between subtraction and multiplication comes next. So I would bring down the 36 and the subtraction. 16 times 2 is 32, and my last step is 36 minus 32, which would give me the answer of 4. They are different problems, even though they looked very similar at the beginning. There were no parentheses, so I got a different answer. Your homework for this particular worksheet is called page 83 on the front and 85, and you are going to do all. You may use a calculator, but I would like you to show your work. So where might I use a calculator if I don't know? Most of this is pretty simple math and bringing down and writing, bringing down. But like at the end, if you needed to use your calculator, if you got a big number or you weren't sure what something was, if you square it or cube it, you could use your calculator. So what does that page look like? It's the next page in your packet. It says PEMDAS at the top. You've got your problems here. All 15 of these. This is page 83, and then when you turn to the back of it, there are 8 problems on the back, and this is page 85, and that's what you're going to work on.